Fix your hairline. Skyrim powers, fat like a tower. UAF looks like cowards. Celestial can't raid. You always run away until it's not day.
What's up, epic fellow Robloxians? It's your host, Tyrone Jackson. Let's get right into the autism. First, let's start with the weekly cat fights. This time, it was a slut called Hannah. You know, she's one of those ugly sluts that gets just kept around and promoted in groups because she's a slut and sells her shit to thirsty boys with no standards. Well, she had a vote in Dav's Discord against Victoria on which one of them will get kicked from the Discord and which one of them will keep the role. Well, let's just say Victoria won by a large margin, but of course, Vic isn't a hoe, so Hannah never got kicked. And the vote was apparently a tie when there was no such thing. Hannah tried very hard to get people in the server to vote for her, even allegedly sending nudes out for votes. Quite the slut. Allegedly. I mean, it's only a Discord server that these type of girls will have a body count of 50 before they even legal. And that's saying a lot. Why are men giving ugly women so much attention these days? It's beyond me. This leaves us to the next story. Last week's episode of Mydrik's famous forehead being deployed as a natural barrier between Mexico and the United States. The progress has been slow, and an infamous spatial wetback named Gabe managed to sneak in. His Roblox name is Aviatron. And I mean spatial as in mentally challenged. Our man Gabe tried to use a leg machine for what he thinks is a curl. Of course, that's just what he thinks because he's not very smart. That is not a curl, Gabe. I don't know what that is, but I ain't a curl. And that's a leg machine, by the way. And he made a give out of it because in the actual call, he was nearly shitting himself trying to pull that tiny weight up to his chest. Amazing. It must be hard being unfit with a face like that. I mean, he hides his goofy ass, but we can easily see his round head ass, bald. Speaking of bald heads like Gabe and his ugly ass face and that round ass head, his head will fit perfectly for our next story. The clan football tournament has started and the scores look like this so far. And if you don't know what this is, it's basically a bunch of sweaty fat kids that are playing football on Roblox because they can't in real life. And they can use Gabe's head for anything because it's round and he's ugly and none of it would matter. Even his parents wouldn't mind him getting kicked around. But turns out they added guns to the football match since none of these kids actually know how to play a sport outside of Lego shooting. Next on the news, the drama with the Richter Imperium from last week's RoAlert. I've went all over the documents and arguments to research this, and I've watched all the videos and all the drama, and I found this kind of pointless. It seems like the only argument on the document which was valid and presented was the fact that Richter Imperium was inactive and corruption happens in the groups. But these type of groups, corruption is rampant in all of these groups. Again, I guess this is every group on Roblox. This is nothing special, giving female ranks, not demoting their friends, breaking the rules, and no consequences if their friends do it. But if some low rank does it, he's gone. This is common in like every group. So the Richter Imperium is not special in this regard. Everybody does this. I don't know why would you expose a group for doing this, because the guy who exposed this probably is in a group doing the same thing. Although the Richter Imperium debunked the activity point, I've arrived at some of their events and trainings. It seems like they are more active than the average clan, so they're not dead or inactive. That point was disproven. So in regard to the exposed document, I found nothing bad about the Richter Imperium. However, some of our journalists have sent us some weird stuff. It appears that there is photos of, I don't know if that's the leader of Richter Imperium or what. His shirt is off and there's some photos, and in one of those photos he looks like he's beating his dick off live on the camera with his hands down his pants. I mean, these RoAlerts are getting crazy out here, dude. We're getting new fucking levels that are not even possible. But It only got weirder with sexual chat logs between a young girl leaked. Some said she was 10, but she said she was 15. And I mean, that still doesn't excuse these chat logs, even if she was 15. Only thing to do with a 15-year-old girl is to pet her on the head and then tuck her in for bed. I don't know if these images of him over the live cam down his pants, and if there were any context to this sex chats with this young girl. It seems like a weird situation. If anyone has any more feedback on this, our Discord is in the description. But again, she's 15. That is not okay. She needs some bedtime stories and some fucking cookies, not to be saying this on Discord. Again, that goes back to our first statement about Hannah. The slits are going crazy everywhere. Roblox, real life, it's getting out there. Jeff Bezos getting divorced by his wife taking billions. Crazy out there. We need to stay safe, fellas. We need to stick together and repel these thoughts. Next, again, Jesus Christ, these RoAlerts are getting crazier. Fake news of Karnia, who is the great Alexander's girlfriend, have leaked by some fat kid with his face got leaked too. Those nudes were easily confirmed as fakes. As you can see, the faces are different between Karnia and the girl leaked. I don't know who the girl is. But the leaks and drama Karnia, it never ends in that server between Karnia and Alexander the Great. So there's no surprise here. Next, we have Grenegublin. He was recorded doing some illegal stuff with his weed addiction. He's kind of starting to look like Brian Silver with all these crimes he's committing out there. I mean, look at that face. Come on, Green. Get a hold of that. You're gonna look like Brian Silver in a few years. Get that weed away. Do some fucking exercise, kid. Do some exercise, kid. Get exposed out here, Green. The FBI is coming for you, you know. You need to stop this. Your Roblox clan is not gonna help you when the FBI closes that down. Be like, yo, fam, you got weed in this shit? Clapped. You go to jail. Tyrone's waiting for you. Tyrone just sitting there. Tyrone Jackson from RoAlert. He just sitting there. He just waiting for you, Green. He's just gonna clap that shit. You better watch out, Green. Upcoming on the clan news, the Cowboy RCA tournament is about to start with a big prize pool. FOA has also released a new base, but it quickly made some updates after the newly released Void crushed them at their own base. And they had to update it because that's how clans work these days. How many times does Void have to open though? Void keeps on getting released and closed, released and closed. It's currently led by Whites though. So what do you think about Void this time? Will it last longer than the last times or will it crash? I mean, some of you might not know Void is out there and maybe you want to rejoin. It's a very popular clan. Hate House, the infamous Victorian god exposed for abusing his power yet again, this time over Discord jokes. This is his third time on RoAlert. He just keep on going every episode. What's happening, Hate House? Do you try to get on RoAlert? Are you that dumb or something? Or this, he must be trying. There's no way a guy is that dumb. This kid must be trying to get exposed or something. I mean, why will Vac not exile him already? Speaking of Vac, Major has some fan art out there. Okay.
Who's that Pokemon? It's
that nigga Paul.
Poe 321. 321 has been rejected by the Vortex security leader, Lily, for being too ugly. Our special sponsor this week is Bear. They are launching a new game which looks kinda fire. Let's see the trailer. Roll the cameras. please join their Discord, which will be linked in the description. They're sponsoring this video and they're gonna give us a shout out. Join their Discord if you enjoyed what you just saw. I mean, the game looks kind of good. Good trailer. The game looks good. Maybe they will give us beta ashes. Join the Discord server. You might get some epic prizes, you know. As always, our Discord will also be linked in the description if you like to participate in the drama, the stories, or journalism. We're always in need of more people. Give us some spicy drama and help our Discord grow. Let's go, baby. See you next week.